do it. Just do it.
Thank you so much for stopping by here today. Before we begin with the video, I did want to formally introduce myself. My name is Veronica. I'm so happy and so thankful that you stopped by to check out my channel. Everything's super new. I'm still trying to get a hold of a lot of my videos that I recorded, and I'm still getting in the hang of all of this. I do work. I have 3 children. I am happily married. I have a lot going on, but this is something that I really enjoy doing. I love my home, our home. I really try to take care of every space here. So I just wanted to share it with you guys because I enjoy watching videos like this when I'm getting ready in the morning for work or on my days off as I'm cleaning or, you know, just doing things around the house. I really enjoy doing that. So I'm like, hey, why not? I really enjoy doing this. I truly enjoy taking care of my space. I'm very thankful to my parents who have showed me this. So you do see my kids a lot in the videos because I do like to have them involved when I'm cleaning. I don't want to have them doing something else while I'm doing my videos or recording because I also want to teach them that they need to have a clean space and, you know, to take care of their stuff. So in the future, when they have their own home, they can do the same thing and, you know, appreciate and love their home and everything that they do have, because I want them to appreciate and be very thankful for a home, especially right now how times are. I've just been very thankful for every single thing that we have. Happened, I want to say almost 4 years ago. So I was pregnant with my daughter, with my second daughter. So with this pregnancy, I don't know why, but it was so hard for me to, it's gonna sound funny, but I just did not ever want to have any clothes on. I just felt like so much anxiety anytime I did. So for Christmas this year, my mother-in-law gave me a very comfortable robe that I basically lived in all the time. So that's all I did. I lived in a robe. And if I went out, I didn't want to wear anything but the robe. So that's how that went. I don't know why it was very uncomfortable for me to wear even leggings, pants, like sweats, anything. I did not want to be in anything. Everything and anything bothered me, especially around my stomach, even though I don't get very big with my pregnancies. I don't know what it was, but with my second daughter, I just felt like it was just a lot. So I was very comfortable wearing my robe 24/7. So this morning, I was driving my oldest daughter to school, and I was driving her to a small town that's nearby our home, and it is about 15 to 20 minutes away. So in the mornings, I would get her ready, and if I wasn't working that day, then I would just literally wake up, get her ready, do whatever we needed to do, and then head out so that I can come back and get into bed, because I just didn't want to deal with anything. So on this particular day, I was just not feeling it. I didn't want to wear anything. So I told my daughter, I got her ready and I told her, okay, we're going to head out. And I was wearing my robe. And I had done this before where I would drive her to school wearing my robe. But no, I did not ever have anything under. No, I was just wearing my robe and my Ugg boots, and that was it. So I decided to drive her to school like that. So I'm driving her to school, and we get to her school, and you know how there's drop-off zones? Yeah, those nice drop-off zones where people don't pay attention. Yeah, those. So I'm dropping her off, and there's this lady that's parked in, there's like handicap spaces, and she's parked there. So I'm thinking like she's dropping somebody off, and the principal. Okay, let me back up. The principal, literally, he's always outside of the school in the morning, just to greet the kids, and I don't know, I guess try to act like that's a whole nother story. So he's always outside. And so I pass him. He sees me because he always waves hi in the morning. He sees me, and I'm parking right behind this lady that I'm telling you that's in a handicap space. So I'm at the drop-off zone, and I'm like slow. I'm just, following the cars because there's always a big line in the morning. So I'm following the cars, and then it's time for my daughter to get out. So she opens the door, gets out, and I'm telling her, okay, baby, I love you. Have a good day. She closes the door. As she's closing the door, I don't know. I heard a car turn on, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So my daughter closes the door and she starts to walk away. And as I'm literally I'm already pushing, I'm already in drive. I'm already pushing the gas slowly, because I'm already waving by. I'm just gonna go about my day. And then, boom. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm driving my husband's truck that he loves and adores. So, yeah. So I just hear a big bang, and I'm like, I turn around and I'm like, and then I look at my daughter and I'm just like, and she's looking at me and she's just like, Mommy. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, baby. It's fine. You get to class. Don't worry about it. Mommy's going to figure this out. And Mommy forgot that she's wearing a robe. I'm wearing a robe with nothing under. So this lady's like, can you follow me home so I can get my insurance information? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but we need to park here and figure this out. And I'm like, okay, we're just gonna figure this out. I completely, it passed my mind that I'm just, I can't even get out of the car, but out of the truck, but I'm not thinking about that. I'm just like, no, we're gonna figure this out. You need to park. And that's what we do. So then I'm like, oh shit. I'm telling this lady, no, we're gonna figure this out. I was so upset, and I'm pregnant, and I'm just like, what is happening? Oh my God. So she's like, well, I don't have my insurance on me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm calling 911. I'm over here acting crazy because I'm just like, dude, my husband, oh my gosh, this is his baby. And then my baby just witnessed this, and then I'm pregnant. It was just a lot was happening. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to call the non-emergency number and tell them I need someone to come out here because this lady just backed up into my vehicle. So I do that. And then I'm like, shit. So by the time they get here, I need to figure this clothes issue out. So I tell the lady, I'm like, you know what? Hello, lady, do you not see me? I'm sorry, but I'm wearing a robe. I'm not going to get off like this. I'm pregnant. I'm freaking out here. And she was like, well, then I'll just wait here until they get here. And I was like, okay. So then I'm like, oh shit, I need to figure something out. So I call my husband, who had just fallen asleep because he had just gotten home from work. And this was already I want to say it was 7:45 in the morning. So I'm like, oh my God, he always tells me, do not drive with your robe on. Do not do that. Do not do that, because you never know. You never know. And I'm like, I'm fine. What are you talking about? What can happen? So I'm like, hey babe, what are you doing? Oh, you're sleeping. So I need you to bring me some clothes to Kayla's school. Please, can you bring me his clothes right now, before the officer gets here? Thank you. And he's like, what are you talking about? What's happening? And I'm like, some lady backed up into me and she hit your truck, and I'm not even wearing clothes. I'm just wearing my robe. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And he's like, I tell you not to go. I'm always telling you not to drive like that. And I'm like, I know, but it's already happening. So what am I gonna do, right? So he's like, okay, I'll be right there. He got there literally within it was probably 15 minutes. I feel so bad, but it was perfect timing, because as soon as he literally drove up, the CHP officer I saw him from the corner. Am I already turning the corner? So I was like, perfect. But right before my husband actually got there, I was looking in his backpack, because he carries a work backpack and extra clothes for emergencies, if he has to lay over and stuff like that. So thank God he has a tank top, and then he had like some sweats, or he had something like, I think it was like work pants. I don't know what it was. And I'm like, I'm just gonna put this on for now so that when the CHP officer comes, like I could just get off. So I put on the tank top and I'm changing, and then my husband like takes me a sweater. I put that on really quick, start slipping on some pants, some sweats, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready now. Like, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. So the CHP officer comes and he's like, okay, what's happening? He talks to me for a little bit, and then he goes over and talks to the lady that backed up into me. And, you know, he's getting both statements. And then he asked me if I could please get my daughter from her class because she witnessed this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I'm like, I actually didn't want to do it because I didn't want her to be freaking out like, oh my gosh, mommy, what's gonna happen? But she did really good. I went to the office, and the person that works at the front desk is actually related to the principal who also witnessed this and did not say anything. He acted like, I didn't say anything, I'm going inside, that's it, whatever. But okay, so I go and I ask, may I please have Kayla, you know, come out of her classroom for a little bit, because the officer does want to ask her a couple questions. And as I'm talking to the receptionist, I hear the principal say like, yeah, like I know that lady, like I'm not gonna say anything against her, like I'm just gonna act like I didn't see anything. And I'm like, you are a principal, sir. Like, do you not have any morals? Do you have, like, really? Like, you're supposed to be, like, the one person who is supposed to, you know, like, the kids are supposed to look up to you. All of these children, everybody, all the staff is supposed to look up to you, and you're going to lie? Of course you are. So I just look at the receptionist, and I know that she's related to him, so I'm just like, you're so pathetic. Like, it's so sad. You have literally, like, I've just lost all respect. I had already no respect for you, but it's just done, like, done. So Kayla and I walk over to the CHP officer, and he's just asking her a couple questions. I'm just off to the side, and then he's done asking her questions, so I walk her back to her class. And then when I come back, the officer tells me, oh, we need to go. She's asking if, the officer tells me, okay, so she stated that she was parked in a handicapped, and that you weren't moving your vehicle, and she was honking at you, and she was doing this and that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, she never did any of those things. She never honked. She never did anything. I'm like, ask the principal because he witnessed it. Oh, wait, he doesn't want to say anything because that's her friend. Yeah, even though, like, he's a liar. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure a lot of other people witnessed it. So to make everything worse, it was going to be my daughter's birthday, Kayla, my oldest. And my mother-in-law had actually ordered a piñata. And guess who was making the piñata for her? Yes, it was the lady that had backed up into my truck. Yeah, so that was odd. That was so weird. But thank God she didn't know that the piñata was for us. So I told my mother-in-law, we figured it out who she was, because she's like, I told her the story about what happened, and I was wearing the robe that she gave me. And then I'm like, you know, telling her like who it is, where she was driving. And she's like, that's the lady that's making the piñata for Kayla's party. And I'm like, okay, so you have to pick up the piñata, because I can't even look at her, because she's going to remember me. I mean, unless I don't wear a robe, then she won't know who I am, right? But whatever. So that was funny. So then time goes by. She claimed, you know, that it was my fault and this and that. She didn't want to pay. The insurance had already said that she was at fault, but she was like, no. Well, anyway, she ended up having to pay for it, and everything worked out. My husband was like, whatever, you know, like, it's fine. You guys are fine. And I was like, my baby, like, it's fine. It was fine. I was so nervous, but okay, guys, do not drive just wearing a robe. Like, no matter how bad you're feeling when you're pregnant, just wear clothes. Just be prepared for anything, because you literally never know what's going to happen. I promise you, it's just best if you always be prepared and wear clothes. So thank you so much for listening to this story. I hope that you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye.
I'm not even shy. Like, that's the thing. Why is this happening? Why? Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Veronica. That was dumb.